Hey, this is Jim Broadfield here for day 2 at the InfoComm show in Orlando. Super excited to come at you live from the Broadfield booth 3189, where we're showing off workflows in corporate AV, education, house of worship, broadcast AV, sports production, and event venues. And part of those solutions are the Canon Pro PTZ cameras and camcorders that we have throughout our booth. I've invited Ryan from Canon to show off all of these solutions for you. Ryan, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Jim.
I know you're going to be able to go through the entire product line for us.
Pretty much.
So I'm going to let you have at it.
All right.
You're the pro? Let's do it, man.
Sounds good. Thanks,
all right.
Jim.
Awesome.
Hey,
my pleasure.
How are you? I'm Ryan Snyder, Senior Specialist with Canon USA, and I'm here, as Jim told you, to talk about our indoor PTZ lineup. So in the past, obviously, PTZs have been kind of thought of as, more security, more surveillance, that type of thing. What we've done with our current lineup is really made them more of a creative tool. Excellent image quality, and we're really excited about how we're expanding the lineup. So getting into it here, just take a look at the individual cameras that we've got. We start at the entry level with our CRN 100 camera. Now this is the same as the 300, however, it's an HDMI only output, but excellent hybrid autofocus. These cameras come in both black and white. All of them can be ceiling mounted or standard mounted. And these cameras will give you up to 4K 30p with a nice 20x zoom out of them. We step up into the CRN 300, almost exactly the same camera as the 100. However, now this is adding in the 3G SDI, so longer runs of cable can be done for installation. But again, 4K 30p with that hybrid AF. As we step into the CRN 500, now we step up into a 1-inch type sensor. That 1-inch type sensor gives you better low light capability and also gives you much more control over depth of field than that smaller 1/2.3 inch. This also steps up your autofocus to a dual pixel CMOS AF, where every single photo site on that sensor is being used for autofocus. Excellent hot eye detection, face detection, head detection. Autofocus you can really rely on. Because of the larger sensor, it does take a step down into the 15x optical territory, but this will actually include audio inputs as well on there, XLR inputs on the PTZ. So for your direct streams out of the camera, you can actually have a finished, fully mixed audio track incorporated into that. And then at the top end of our indoor models, we have the CRN 700. Very similar to the 500 with that 1-inch CMOS sensor, but we actually get a 30x advanced zoom out of this when you limit the camera to HD output. So it effectively doubles your optical zoom on there. You also get 4K 60p as a step up, as well as a 12G SDI and 3G SDI. With those two SDI outputs, you can actually get 2 different camera angles out of one using the crop function, using the full frame for 4K, and then a region of interest that you can define as a secondary output in HD. Finally, we have a new color matching application, which I'll touch on right at the end here, that's useful for incorporating CR700s. All right, so a couple just main PTZ advantages for Canon. The superior image quality. I mentioned how these cameras are much more on the creative side of things. I'll explain why that is, but essentially we make our own optics, we make our own sensors, and we make our own processors, so the cameras are guaranteed to perform at the highest level for image quality. Second is PoE support. All of our PTZ cameras can be run off of PoE, and obviously that simplifies installation for control and streaming. We have a large selection of protocols built into the camera right out of the box, including NDI, as well as our XC protocol, which is our unifying IP protocol, works with any third-party controller that supports XC, as well as our own controllers and software. Also included multiple RTMP streams out of these cameras, as well as SRT. We have a selection of hardware and software controllers for these, including our RCIP 1000. And like I said, you can utilize third parties that work with XC protocol. And finally, we have a award-winning auto tracking application That's a separate license that can be loaded onto the camera itself. So there's no additional server needed, and it will do exactly what it says. It will auto track a subject. We have a new feature that just came out through firmware. So when I mentioned superior image quality, this is what it's all about. This is the Pro camcorder lineup. Excellent quality cameras, excellent resolution, and these cameras are directly related to them. They use exactly the same sensor and the same lens and the same color processing as these cameras. So this is the type of quality that you're getting out of these PTZs, right? I mentioned these could be ceiling mounted, very easy to install and flip that image, so flexible as far as that goes. And again, the cameras come in white or black, so they will blend into your environment. We have tally lamps on all of these cameras, both preview and program tally lamps on front and back. And finally, that crop function that I mentioned, this is kind of a demonstration of that, but you can have the 4K sensor picking up a full frame. That's coming out of the 12G SDI, and then you can define that region of interest for a close-up coming out of the secondary. So again, 2 cameras in one out of the CRN 700. Gives you an overview of your outputs and interfaces on the camera. This is the CRN 500, so we just have that single SDI, but all of them have that HDMI. XLRs coming in there, like I said, for your finished audio to be included into your stream. And then, of course, your PoE. You also have a serial port for RS422 control. That allows you to do an extensive amount of connections. So everything from audio inputs to infrared controllers, your outputs to your video, and then your supported protocols, which will allow you to do everything from stream to control it. Our RCIP100 is the entry-level controller. This will allow you to control up to 100 cameras at a time. Very, very simple to operate. We have a step-up controller. This is the RCIP1000, more of a professional controller. It gives you a nice 7-inch touch panel, which you can pull up a multi-view on there, and makes it much, much easier to control multiple cameras and shade multiple cameras. These will also work with our Pro camcorder, the XF605, so you can shade that along with your PTZs with one device. Right? The add-on application that I talked about, auto tracking, it just works. It works with the face detection. It will follow a subject through the frame. You have a lot of customization when it comes to that, where you want the subject in the frame as far as composition, areas of exclusion, priority areas. If it would be tracking me right now, I would put the silhouette on the right side of the screen, so it would keep me there with plenty of room for my presentation. So extremely accurate. And one thing that we have just done with firmware is we've actually added multiple person tracking. As you can see in this, as it's tracking her, another person steps in, and it will actually automatically zoom and adjust the composition to keep everybody in frame. Some cool stuff also with the ability for it to track which way you're looking, as well as it'll detect sitting up and standing now. So that's on its way to enhance that auto tracking. Finally, I just want to mention the color matching application for the CRN 700. We know there's a lot of people that are incorporating PTZs into existing infrastructures, many of which might have older broadcast cameras or even newer broadcast cameras with different color matrices than what we generally operate with in the PTZ world. So what this application allows you to do is capture an image from your source camera and create a LUT that you can apply onto the CRN 700 to make it match that profile. And it just requires a video capture device. You take an image from the source camera, an image from the CRN 700, and then our software will automatically detect that color grid and create a LUT and automatically load that onto the CRN 700. So it's excellent for installations that are up and coming, that are developing and slowly moving into more of the cinema side over time. Now with that, I really want to thank you for your attention. I want to thank Broadfield for having us here at InfoComm 2025. For more information, go to Broadfield, ask your rep, go to our website. Thanks for watching.